I think it's time to talk about something very personal in life, mostly for men. I don't think it affects women so much, but it's low flow. I have this front yard fountain, and the flow in it is terrible. I think it has decent pressure, but it's got a problem. It's intimidating. Sometimes it makes me feel like I have stage fright because of its lack of flow, its low performance. It's embarrassing, and it makes me feel socially inadequate. So I'm going to show you how to fix it, just in case you have a fountain in your front yard, backyard, whatever, that has low flow. Men ought to not be intimidated by this low flow. It's an easy repair. I'll show you how to do it. So if you have a fountain that gives you performance anxiety because its performance is inadequate or inept or low flow or whatever you want to call it, I'll show you how to fix it. Even the birds don't even visit anymore because it's all dried up. I'm going to clean it out. We're going to fix this flow issue. I'll show you how to do it real quick. All right, here's the tip of my inadequate flow fountain. You can see all the birds have been visiting still. What I need to do is take that scraper right there and scrape this bottom surface and scrape this top clean. I should go get a new hose for that. It's only a couple bucks, but I think for now we'll just put it back together. We'll clean this up, put it back together, and give her a shot. That literally just took seconds to scrape that bottom off right there. Got nice. Okay, it's not plugged, so that's good. Then I'll take the scraper up top. This is where the magic happens. I'm trying to do this while balancing on a ladder. I don't know if the recording will be any good, but we shall see. Bought this house quite a few years back, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I love this place. I love this fountain. It is so cool. But I tell you what, that low flow, whew, it's embarrassing. Okay. So I need both hands for this next part. What we're gonna do is clean this out a little more. And we've got some compound. Some of this left over from working on the house. It's just plain plumber's putty. I'm gonna roll it up, stuff it in there, make sure I have this at the right height. Then we're gonna seal this gap up with the plumber's putty. I rolled this fancy little doobie from the plumber's putty. Now we're just gonna wrap it around here and make sure it's nice tight seal and that it goes down inside that little crack. All right, that's kind of decent. All right, just to be sure, because public performance is kind of a big thing, intimidating and all that with low flow issues, you know, stage fright like I mentioned earlier. Went and put a little more extra putty around there. Now we're just gonna drop the top back here, right on. You wanna kind of just wiggle it in until it seats. Now looking down in there, if I wanted to, I could replace that hose and get the hose to come all the way up to the top, or I could fill around it with putty. But what I did with the flow that comes out of the pump, it's gonna fill the gap here, basically fill that little cavity inside the tip there, and then it ought to flow like normal. So I'm gonna hose out all the bird droppings. This pump, I don't know how old the pump is, but the pump line's clean, the pickup's clear. Just do a little cleanup and we ought to have some good flow. Earlier today I went to the Home Depot, bought a new pitchfork because it was fun, and I got this. It's like a little fireman's deal for the hose. It's cool. Okay, the hose is in there filling the thing up. Here's the switch. Should be a self-priming pump. Look at that. She's got decent flow. Here's another trick if your fountain doesn't have it. Just run some silicone beads around those edges. And that water will drip off nice and pretty like. And you'll be so proud of your normal flow fountain. You won't have those socially awkward moments where you feel inadequate or whatever low flow causes stage fright and all that stuff. Someday I might get super ambitious and trough under the concrete and run a water pipe up with like a float valve or something, hook it up to the hose so it's always got water. Right now I have to turn it off and refill it all the time. It's kind of a pain. But there's your magic to fix your fountain. Now the birds will all be happy. So as long as your pump works, this trick will work out totally fine. It should be set up this way anyways, but what's been happening with my fountain is that water gets up the top and then it just shoots right down the middle back into the main bottom there without doing its little spurt deal on the top. So this forces all the water to just do its thing the way you expect. Super easy, super cheap. You can call a fountain repair dude. He'll probably do it for $100. If you're that crazy, I live in Arizona and I do house calls.